Well. Here we are again with The Strangers Chapter 3, the final installment in the trilogy. Honestly, I've forgotten the main plot of the story because they said it was to discuss how the strangers came to be and now the strangers are dead. I think I missed something somewhere, but we are here again, and this time I feel I'm doing better than the last two times. The first Strangers movie came out to streaming on July 16, 2024. My video came out January 16, 2025. The second Strangers movie came out October 14, 2025. And my video came out January 8, 2026. I was able to beat it this time mainly thanks to having absolutely nothing to do and a few technological issues and setbacks, but we are here for the final chapter. The Strangers Chapter 3 came out and it marks the end of our rewriting series, and with this final chapter, just like with the other two, I am rewriting because I think this franchise has potential and there is more that could have been done. Again, disclaimer, this is not to attack the writers, producers, or anyone. I don't know their state of mind in making these movies and I'm not trying to sound judgmental. Still, due to how I found this movie, I am changing most of the storyline again and keeping a few details similar because it wasn't fun. So let's begin our scene. For us, The Strangers Chapter 3 is going to begin with a distraught Mia. She has just killed a person, and the high of her killing her attacker has passed in the moment we see her, and she's a mess. The scenes are going to cut together between her breaking down and her stealing some clothes to change. Then we see her walking down the road, maybe in a hooded sweater, trying to keep her face hidden from any passing cars. She doesn't trust a single person in this town because, as with the rewrite in the second movie, she realizes that they do not care for anyone that is not a town person. They covered up the murder of her boyfriend and the sheriff has been nothing but elusive, so she, wanting to make it out alive, no longer even caring for revenge because she's horrified at killing somebody, she wanting to make it out alive decides that it's better she just leaves the town, but she doesn't trust a hitchhike anywhere close by, so whenever a car passes by, she hides her face and she tries not to be noticed. Basically, she's chosen to flee rather than fight. Better to leave and come back with reinforcement than die and never be found, because she's very sure that if she does die, the town will do nothing but bury her. A car passes her on the road and Mia comes to a stunned stop. And this can lead to two scene choices. Scene 1. Mia and another girl are shown having a good time, and as they get into a car to leave, the camera pans down to the plates of the car and it's the same plate number of the car that just passed Mia on the road, a car that her sister drives. And we cut back to Mia, and she turns around in horror, but the car is already too far away and the driver, her sister, too distracted to see her waving them down in the rearview mirror. And for scene 2, instead of the flashback, we just skip to the diner where Mia's sister comes in and everybody, again, the townspeople, gets defensive because another foreigner is here. Let's say we watch the scene unfold mostly from the perspective of two diner patrons whose faces we do not see. But with the features like hair and the build and maybe some clothes, we know that those are the strangers. And I am keeping the tradition of not seeing their faces. I still do not understand why it was a decision that was made to even give them a backstory, but we are not doing that. So the strangers are in the diner and they listen to Mia's sister ask about Mia. She shows a picture to the waitresses. She describes that her sister went on a vacation with her fiance and she thinks something went wrong. She sent an EMT and they haven't heard from him either. Maybe she also shows them a picture of the ambulance guy, whoever he was, rest in peace. And the town, obviously not caring about anything and wanting to cover up, are insistent that they do not know who Mia is and haven't seen anybody with an ambulance. But her sister is not deterred. She wants to find Mia. So instead of giving in and turning back, she decides that she's going to stay and they offer her a place to stay. They leave the diner and Scarecrow and Dollface, the only two that are left, watch an interaction outside the window that we can choose to hear or do not hear. I don't even know what I'm going to say they're talking about, but let's just say someone is offering them a place to stay and Scarecrow and Dollface are watching this exchange happen. Then they look towards each other, still no faces shown. We only see the back of their heads, and we just know that they are deciding that the best revenge they can take on Mia for what she has done to their partner in crime is to do the same thing to her sister. And then we cut to Mia. Mia has gotten her hands on a car. I don't know how I want this to go, in a sense of I don't want it to look too stupid, but let's say Mia kept a weapon on her when she escaped, maybe a knife, something, a gun. I don't even know what she had, but let's just say she had something like a knife. Let's say she stole it, and then she stops the car, threatens the driver to get out with the knife, allowing her to have a car to get back to the town faster. Because Mia knows that her sister is in danger. Of course, she doesn't know that the strangers have seen her sister, but she doesn't trust anybody in the town. She doesn't trust that they would not kill her sister to bury this secret. They wouldn't. They don't hurt foreigners, they just don't care for them. So her sister would be fine, but she doesn't know that. So she is getting herself back into town in the hopes of catching her sister. And as we see Mia gunning towards the town, we also see the strangers watch her sister get into the car and drive away and then pay for their bill. They're ready to go hunting again. Now, I'll admit that there's going to be a few gaps in my story. Have fun filling it for me, because no matter how much I've thought about it, I don't know how to fill it. But Mia doesn't have a phone. I don't know if I ever saw a payphone in that town, and I don't think I want her to ask anybody for a phone. So I don't know how I'm going to get her to know where her sister is being taken to, because in my script, what I'm trying to put forward that would have been a better option for the movie, Mia's sister is not taken to the same cabin that Mia knows. She's taken somewhere else because the murder happened not too long ago and the townspeople have not had the chance to cover it up like they did last time. So just to make sure that the sister doesn't realize anything has gone wrong officially, they take the sister to another motel entirely far away from that cabin and hope that she would just leave if she doesn't find any viable information about her sister. So while I don't know how I'm going to make Mia know where her sister is, I'm still going to make her find her sister. But before that, her sister and her husband are in the motel and they hear a knock. 1, 2, 3. Who's there? Is Tamra here? They look through the peephole, they see no one, they try to brush it off. It happens again and they shout from the door, Tamra is not here. After a few minutes, there's another knock and the sister just yanks open the door in anger, about to confront the person, but it ends up not being the strangers. But we know that it has started. The strangers are now trying to torment them. So the sister gets on the phone, let's say the EMT's company. She's trying to get them to track the ambulance and see if they can tell her the last location, in hopes that maybe if she can find the ambulance, she can find her sister. And outside, Mia's car is pulling in. As Mia pulls into the parking lot, still trying to be low-key, undercover, whatever the word is, she's getting out of the car and then happens to be stopped by the sheriff. He stops her and tells her that she is under arrest because since her leaving the hospital, a few people have been found dead, and also somebody saw her stealing clothes with blood on her and a body was found in the woods that they suspect her of killing. So the sheriff decides to arrest Mia just to question her to make sure that she has nothing to do with it. Mia obviously is not having it because her sister is right within arm's reach and she would rather protect her sister, so she tries to struggle. Maybe she strikes him, which he takes as aggravated assault or whatever, and he uses force to get her into handcuffs and into the car. And just as he's shutting the door and getting in, Mia can see her sister opening the motel door and coming out. But she doesn't have the chance to scream. She doesn't have the chance to say anything that could be heard because the officer is reversing. While her sister is leaving the motel, she has gotten the location, the last known location of the ambulance, and she and her husband are ready to go and find out whatever they can about the ambulance, see if they can find it, or find the driver, or find Mia. I think her name is Maya. Oh goodness. Forgive me. Her name is Maya. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I was calling her Mia all this time. So while her sister and her brother-in-law go to search for the ambulance, Maya, good lord, Maya is taken to the police station in handcuffs, dragged out of the car, and then forced into the sheriff's office, where he begins his own version of a grueling interview. But Maya is not having it. The danger is still in the town and she's not the danger. She's been fighting for her life. Somebody killed her boyfriend and they covered it up, and her sister is here and somebody is going to kill them too. But the sheriff is incompetent when it comes to that, because let's say it's a town that, oh, nothing bad has happened here before until you came in and things like that. So he's not quick to believe her, but he is wanting to charge her for the body that they did find, Pinup's body, and an eyewitness that basically saw her changing out of the bloody clothes. That's what he's concerned about, and it's going to be pissing Mia off at the same time as she's frustrated because she's running out of time. And as she's struggling over there, her sister and brother-in-law have gotten to the ambulance. The ambulance is not there. They have already towed it away, and maybe the sister and the husband have a bit of dialogue, frustrated that nothing is working, no one in the town is saying anything. She tries to reach out one more time to see if there's any other location they can check for the ambulance, when her husband notices something. Let's say it's the light. The ambulance fell and tumbled, so let's just say he finds a blue piece of plastic for the lights and he shows it to her. Whatever happened, the ambulance or something that obviously resembles an ambulance might have passed through here. Maybe we're going on the right track. And then she spies something behind him. It's Scarecrow. He just stands there menacingly, so they know that something is not right. The husband tries to be brave until he sees an axe and they decide to run to safety. At this point, Mia is going to be in the station trying to figure out how to get out of there, because the sheriff is obviously not helping. He's incompetent and stupid at the same time, and he's left his car keys for her to see on the table. And she grabs them. Her hands are handcuffed, yes, but she is not exactly anchored to anything. Her hands are just handcuffed together. She grabs the keys, she locks his door, makes sure no one is watching, grabs her chair, and breaks the window of his office to escape. By the time people realize what's happened, she's located his car, gotten in, and is driving out of the police station, trying to get back to the motel to see if she can grab her sister. I want to say also that maybe she also gets her hands on a phone, his phone. Maybe he put his keys and his phone down. I just want a phone to get into her hands somehow. And I don't want to do it with her losing the car she's in now, because I want her to call her sister while driving. Yes, she's not focused, but don't worry, unlike the movie, she's not going to crash the car. So she calls her sister, and luckily her sister has the phone in her hand, but her sister is also in crisis. They are shouting over each other. Then her sister mentions they're being chased by psychos. One has this weird mask and the other is wearing a bag over their head. And so Mia panics and screams that she has to get to her car or find a way to get to the road and run, because those people are murderers. She starts to cry. They killed Ryan. They're terrible. They are murderers. Run, run, run. And one way or the other, the sister does get back to the car. With the husband, I don't know how. Let's just say that they do manage to escape into their car, and Mia says that they should head for the road and try leaving the town. She herself is also in a car and she would find them. All she wants them to do is drive and drive until they leave, and to stop for no reason. We hear the engine start. We hear the sister scream. We hear glass shattering. More screams. The line cuts. Maya is in crisis. She's crying. She's driving. She's trying to also head out of town to see if she can catch up with her sister. So we now have a high-speed chase. Sister and brother-in-law are in the car driving, heading out of town. The strangers, after attacking the car, do not manage to stop them, so they get into their car and they're heading for the sister as well. Sister's on the road, strangers are behind them. Maya also shows up behind the strangers, a good distance between a few of the cars. And she finally gets her sister back on the line. Her sister calls and says, "Is that you behind us?" And she's like, "No, no, 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 no. I see you. Keep driving. Do not stop." So she now tries to use the cop car to ram the stranger's car, trying to run them off the road to protect her sister. But behind her is also the cop. And he has another car, or they have another car. I don't know if I want them to be just the sheriff or the sheriff and his deputy. But Maya can't stop. Maya is scared that if she doesn't stop the strangers, they would hurt her sister. So Maya tries her best to use the police car to ram their car, and she succeeds. Unfortunately, she succeeds only after the strangers have managed to run her sister and brother-in-law off the road as well. So all three cars, Maya's car, the stranger's car, her sister's car, all go tumbling off the road. I don't know if they have cliffs in that town, but I should think they do, because in the second movie, when Maya was in the car with those other people, she jumped off and tumbled down a road into the woods. So let's say that's the area that they find themselves. And so Maya is wiped out. A few bleak seconds of coming in and out of consciousness. She hears screams, and that's what pushes her to open her eyes and be focused, because she thinks that's her sister. And before she can even regulate herself or find where she is, Dollface has her by the hair and is dragging her out of the car, and Maya proceeds to get the biggest beat down of her existence. Maybe Dollface is throwing her at trees, banging her head on the metal of the car, choking her out, and Maya is struggling. Maya is also trying to fight back, punching stomachs, smashing back her head against the mask, even though that's stupid, just basically struggling to get free. And in the tussle, she and Dollface end up on the floor close to the car, where Maya finally gets her fingers around a piece of glass from the window or something, and as Pinup is smashing her head back, trying to choke her, she manages to stab the glass first into the shoulder, making Pinup stumble. She stabs again, stabs and stabs and stabs until until Dollface is dead. But Maya has just gotten her ass whooped, so even though she has won that battle, and she doesn't have the mental state to even think of what she's done, she has to find her sister. She looks in the car to see if she can find anything, a gun, a weapon. She finds nothing, but she still picks up the glass again and goes stumbling around the woods, where she finds her sister, the husband unfortunately already dead, and Scarecrow has a knife to her sister's throat. She's dizzy. Maya is dizzy. Her vision is blurred, but she starts to run. She starts to run, screaming, begging that he doesn't hurt the sister. But just as she's getting close, the sister gets a knife to the chest, causing Maya to run faster, trying to get to her to see if she can stop any further attacks. The sister maybe gets stabbed 2 more times, and by the time she gets there, Scarecrow is dropping her sister's body and attacking her. She tries to stab him with the glass, but he gets it out of her hand, maybe breaks her wrist or something, and he also begins to toss her around, beats her to the point of her falling back, unable to stand back up, and as he grabs his axe, ready to kill her, a shot rings off. The officer has shot Scarecrow, and a few shots fly in the air, and Scarecrow runs off. But the sheriff and his deputy, or just the sheriff himself, has now seen what Maya has been trying to report for the past few days. And he comes to help Maya up, but Maya, face swollen and everything, is just horrified at the sight of her sister lying down dead, and all she can do is cry. She holds her sister's body, more blood staining her clothes. She screams at the sheriff because, hey, I've been telling you this for days. I could have saved her. I could have stopped this from happening if you just had not arrested me. This is all your fault. You covered it up. And the officer, although he gets what she's trying to say, also realizes that they're still in danger unless he can find the guy. So he suggests that she comes with him, but Maya is far beyond being spoken to. She wants him, Scarecrow, dead. She doesn't want to leave her sister's body there. She is in tears. And somehow Scarecrow appears once again and gets into a tussle with the officer. Maya tries to grab a shotgun, but she can't see. She tries to help the officer, but she's too weak in that moment anyway. and Scarecrow manages to maybe kill him, maybe injure him if the deputy is there. Okay, now that I think about it, if the deputy is there, Scarecrow will not be able to take them on by himself. So let's just say only the sheriff was in the car and only the sheriff found her. So he either kills or injures the sheriff, leaving Maya and him to face off once again. And this is where I don't know if I want to keep the movie pattern of Maya winning or take another route of Maya eventually losing and dying. But let's say we take Maya dying. That would just be he beats Maya and he succeeds in killing her and walks off alone because the other two partners are dead. But if you also want to keep the version of Maya winning, they fight again and Maya gets a chance to get her hand on the police officer's gun to shoot him. And so that would be the end. Maya wins, but Maya has lost her sister and she just goes back to cradling the body as we zoom out. That brings me to the end of my retelling. It's not as coherent as I would like. I have some plot holes, I'm sure, but I honestly feel like they should have avoided filling in time with trying to give the strangers a backstory, and they should just have allowed them to die as they were, which is as strangers. I mean, if you want to unmask them in the end, unmask them while they're dead, I think that's fine. But to give them a backstory and try to have them be not what made them scary in the first movie, it just didn't work. So this is the final chapter. It's finally done. This is my retelling. Thank you for joining me on this long video. I hope you have your own ideas and feel free to share them in the comments. Like and obviously subscribe if you want more content, and I will see you on the next one.